The Virgin Mary warns of an imminent crisis that will transform everything. Beloved Catholics, we are grateful to have you back with us on this sacred journey. May your day be filled with Christ's peace and blessings. We invite you to stay informed and connected with us as we explore profound revelations that call us to spiritual action. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel and join us on this vital mission. Let us walk through this film together until the very end, where we will uncover vital insights that could change our lives forever. Today, we face a world in turmoil, an age where natural disasters, societal unrest, and personal struggles seem more frequent and intense. These seemingly random events are not just byproducts of environmental shifts or political unrest, but rather divine signals for those with spiritual eyes to see. These happenings are a clarion call for us to prepare for a time of great transformation that looms ahead. There has never been a more urgent moment in history to awaken spiritually. The messages we are receiving from heaven, particularly from the Virgin Mary, insist that now is the time to take action. Humanity has experienced trials throughout history, but the challenges we face today are unlike any that have come before. The global rise of pandemics, devastating natural calamities, wars, and the alarming decay of moral values are not mere coincidences. These are warning signs, markers that God is using to call us back to Him before it's too late. Around the world, spiritual leaders are echoing these messages, with many people receiving divine warnings. From Mexico to Colombia to Spain, nations and individuals are all witnessing signs of imminent change. This is not just a localized event, it is a global awakening. The question is no longer if these trials will come, but when. And most importantly, are we spiritually ready to face them? At the heart of these warnings is the call for spiritual transformation. This isn't just about adjusting our behavior or increasing religious observance. It is a call for profound change, a deep renewal of the heart, a true return to God, marked by love, humility, and unwavering faith. Conversion is not a mere suggestion. It is a matter of life and death, both in this world and in the next. For those who ignore these calls, there will be grave consequences. The Virgin Mary, in her loving wisdom, has made it clear that time is running out. For those who choose to remain indifferent or complacent, the aftermath will be severe. Spiritual laziness can lead to devastating consequences, while those who choose a life of faith and complete surrender to God will find refuge from the storm. Conversion may seem daunting for many. It requires introspection, repentance, and the courage to change. However, the rewards are beyond measure. Through conversion, we align ourselves with God's will, placing ourselves under His divine protection. In the face of unimaginable hardship, those who trust in God will experience peace, even when the world is crumbling around them. And in this time of turmoil, prayer will be one of our most powerful tools for survival. Let us remember, the time to act is now. The Virgin Mary's calls are not to be ignored, but embraced. It is through prayer, repentance, and spiritual transformation that we will endure and thrive in the challenging days ahead. May we all heed her words and prepare our hearts for the coming change, trusting in God's plan and divine protection. Prayer is far more than a mere act of communication with God. It is a source of power, protection, and guidance, especially in times of uncertainty. When the world seems to be spinning out of control, prayer becomes a lifeline, drawing us closer to God and granting us the grace to endure the trials ahead. It is through prayer that we find solace, strength, and a clear direction in our lives. The Virgin Mary, in her infinite love and wisdom, has consistently emphasized the profound importance of prayer. She urges us not only to pray for ourselves, but also to intercede on behalf of the world. In these turbulent times, when the world is shaken by disasters, conflicts, and confusion, prayer becomes our most effective weapon. We are invited to ask God for His mercy and protection, not just for our own lives, but for the safety and peace of all humanity. In her messages, Mary assures us that those who trust in God's protection, through prayer and faith, will be shielded from harm, even in the darkest of days. Yet, prayer is not just about seeking protection. It is also about preparing our hearts for the challenges that lie ahead. It is essential to maintain a regular prayer life, offering God our fears, our hopes, and our uncertainties. Through prayer, we learn to surrender our anxieties and place them in His hands, trusting that His will is always for our greater good. This act of devotion, whether it is through prayer to the Immaculate Heart of Mary or to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, ensures that we place ourselves under their heavenly protection. When we consecrate ourselves and our families to the Sacred Hearts of Jesus and Mary, we are making a sacred commitment. We vow to live in harmony with God's will, seeking His grace in every circumstance. This act of devotion is not a passive one. It is a conscious, ongoing decision to align our lives with divine love. In doing so, we open ourselves to the protection of the Holy Family, trusting that they will be our refuge in times of need. As we prepare for the difficult times ahead, it is crucial to remember that we are never alone. God's promises are unwavering, and His love and protection are ever present, even in the most challenging moments. The Virgin Mary reassures us that those who place their trust in God will be shielded from harm, but this protection does not mean an easy life. Suffering and tribulation are part of the human experience, and we will all face moments of pain and hardship. However, God's protection means that we are never asked to face these trials alone. Through His strength, we are given the courage to endure, and in the end, we are made stronger. At times, the world's burdens may feel overwhelming. The tragedies, wars, and moral decay around us can cloud our hope, making it feel as though there is no light at the end of the tunnel. But for those who trust in God, there is always hope. His promises are sure, and His love is a constant shelter. By anchoring ourselves in this divine reality, we can face the future with peace and courage, knowing that God's hand is leading us every step of the way. This is why we are called to share this message with others. The world is in desperate need of spiritual awakening, and it is our responsibility to help guide others to God. Many people today are unaware of the spiritual dangers they face. They live their lives as though nothing is amiss, blind to the signs of the times and their need for divine intervention. It is up to us to reach out, to speak of conversion, and to help others return to God. There are many ways to do this, whether through offering spiritual resources, having meaningful conversations with loved ones, or simply living as an example of faith. What matters most is that we do not remain silent. We are called to be messengers of God's mercy, to be instruments of spiritual rebirth in this time of urgent need. Each of us has a role to play in the formation of a global religious community, one where prayer, faith, and love are the binding forces that unite us all. The challenges we face are not just physical, they are spiritual. Our collective soul is being tested, and prayer is the key to our survival. As we deepen our own faith and become spiritually prepared, we must also reach out to others, helping them to see the urgent need for conversion and spiritual preparation. Together, we can build a strong, united community grounded in God's love and mercy. May we always remember that we are never alone in our struggles, and that through prayer, faith, and devotion, we can overcome any challenge that comes our way. Let us spread this message far and wide, helping others to see the truth and the light in this dark world. Through prayer, we will be ready for whatever lies ahead, and in the end, we will find peace under God's watchful eye. As believers united in faith, we are called to come together, to prepare for the future as a collective force. The path ahead may be fraught with trials, but we do not have to walk it alone. When we join hands in prayer and support, we become a stronger, more resilient community. The Virgin Mary has repeatedly urged us to build spiritual communities and prayer groups. These sacred gatherings are more than just a form of worship. They remind us that we are all part of a divine plan, and in unity, we find strength and purpose. Together, we can fortify our prayers, offer encouragement, and shine a beacon of hope in a world growing increasingly dark. Though each of us may face personal struggles, it is important to remember that the entire world will be affected by the coming trials. We must rise above our individual challenges and seek a greater goal: the spiritual rebirth of humanity. The obstacles ahead are not just personal, they are collective. And it is only by joining forces in faith that we can overcome them. The journey ahead will not be easy. Our faith, resolve, and dedication to God will be tested, but we must hold fast. The Virgin Mary has assured us that those who endure in prayer and faith will triumph. Perseverance means clinging to our beliefs, even when circumstances make it difficult. It means praying when we feel weak, believing in God's plan even when the future feels uncertain. It is this unwavering dedication to God that will carry us through. As we step forward, it is crucial to strengthen our faith in God's purpose. We may not always understand why certain things happen or why we are asked to endure certain hardships, but we must trust that God is in control. His love for us is constant and unchanging, and He will never forsake us. This is the core message. Spiritual readiness is essential, for the world is on the cusp of profound change. The time to act is now. Through prayer, spiritual renewal, and our unwavering faith in God's protection, we can face the challenges ahead with hope and courage. Let us not be like those who ignore the warnings or remain indifferent to the spiritual dangers that lie ahead. Instead, let us embrace the call to conversion, growing in faith and helping others to do the same. With God's love and protection ever present, we can face these times with confidence as a unified spiritual community. The difficulties we face may seem overwhelming, but they are not insurmountable. If we place our trust in God and dedicate ourselves to a life of prayer, we will emerge from these challenges stronger than ever before. His love is the ultimate source of victory, and now is the time to prepare spiritually, mentally, and emotionally for the trials that lie ahead. Thank you for being part of this journey. Your presence and participation are invaluable. May the stories we share inspire and uplift you as we continue to move forward together, embracing the hope and strength found in our faith.